Are you married?
No, I'm single, but not ready to mingle.
Oh.
I have friends that are also single, and they usually mention there are no guys in the UK. Most Nigerian guys want white girls. I don't think that's true. I've even had to matchmake people.
Oh, yeah.
I've matchmaked like 3 or 4 people. Yeah. There are a lot of men. You don't want a man to pay 50-50. Sorry, not here. You have to go back to Nigeria, get that man that'll be sorting all the bills and come back.
Thank you for doing this with me. You're welcome to Japa Chronicles.
It's my pleasure.
Can we meet you?
Hello, my name is Nancy. I'm a UK registered nurse, and I've been here for almost 3 years. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you have been here in the UK for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you doing back home in Nigeria?
First of all, when I finished school, I didn't like bedside nursing, especially in Nigeria. So I was like doing the school nurse thing, school clinic for a while. But when I started looking for a job here, I figured out that in my CV wasn't helping. I needed an acute setting. So I had to sort of get work in a kidney center where I was a bedside nurse for like 6 months. Then I got a job, and the Japa.
Let's talk about the challenges that you faced before finding your footing here in the UK as someone that just newly moved into the UK.
As new immigrant, I could remember my day one here. I had no network, no data, no SIM card. So like from the airport, thank God I booked taxi prior. So but it was a bit difficult for the taxi man to locate me. I used the airport Wi-Fi, but outside there till I got to where I was lodged, there was no like network in between. And I can remember my first time outside, that was the next day. I needed to go and collect my BRP, and I needed to enter the train. Okay, no SIM card. I was meant to like buy SIM on my way. I'll go branch to any grocery store and get a SIM, but it was very difficult because I had no network. I had to keep asking. I made mistake. I had to I literally took like 2 different trains to get to where it was supposed to be a straight thing, but I took a different train. Somebody had to tell me, oh no, you need to go to Slough, you need to enter this one, and it was hard to navigate. And then even navigating, I've used Google Map, but not really. I think I've used it in driving in Nigeria, but to walk, I don't think I've ever needed it. Oh God, I can remember the first time using Google Map. I missed my way, like it was a roller coaster thing for me. And then in terms of relationship, communication, having friends around, I would not lie. My first 3 months here was like the loneliest 3 months of my life. Until I got to my ward, and thank God I had lots of Nigerians. I made friends and all. So it was pretty bad, no matter how you try to converse with people back home every day. Honestly, I don't know, maybe it's my kind of person. I like having friends and I like going out, so it was like very, very bad. It was terrible for me that 3 months. Sometimes I literally cry on my own.
I can imagine.
And then the weather. Oh, I cannot overemphasize that. The cold showed me shaky like premium. I will not lie. I used to hear about the cold, but I wasn't expecting it to be like that much. My first winter was terrible. And you know what? I came like August. I was wearing cardigan August. But now looking back, last 2 years August, I was still hot. It was summer. But I can remember when I came. Sorry, it wasn't summery for me. It was cold. The weather is one thing. To go to work in winter, oh God, honestly, something I used to dread. Then in terms of skincare and water change and weather change, I broke out like. The breakout was terrible. It was bad. I had
when you say breakouts, you mean
pimples? Oh, okay. Yeah, because of the weather change. I don't know. Nigeria is hot though, but that's my weather, and that's it suited my skin and all. But here, and then trying to like find some skincare. I had to do trial and error for a long time before I got something that suited my skin. And then having to do 12-hour shifts is one of the challenges. When I was told that, I said, how will I survive daytime 12 hours? I know in Nigeria we do like either 13 or 15 hours in the night, but we don't feel it because there is a way we do it. I don't have to give you details, but yeah, you know, in the middle of the night, nobody to really disturb you. Patient family is always there. But here you're giving holistic care for that 12 hours round the clock, be it night duty, be it a long day. So yeah, it was crazy. And then I found myself in an elderly care ward. It was stressful. Yes, it was stressful. I haven't really lived alone, like completely alone before. I migrated here all alone, and I had to rent a house alone, do my expenses alone, save and all that. So I basically started, you know, like the alone life, the single girl life proper here. Back in Nigeria, I was staying with my sister. Yeah, I live in her house. I don't pay any rent, so I care about, like, I don't care about all those things. But here I had to manage my finances myself. Yeah, you know, I need to be able to pay my rent every month, you know, sort out some things that, yeah. So it was a bit challenging, but I'm used to it. I'll tell you, like, I'm a finance analyst. How did I say it? Don't mind me. Okay.
Quite a number of challenges.
Yes, it was totally different from back home, I'm not lie. Then having to not greet people, it was because honestly we are used to, especially my manager, you know, I'm used to like good morning, good morning. Sometimes, you know, when you greet people here, sometimes they don't even answer your greeting. So at the time, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of sometimes saying greeting and then you expect, but nobody is like returning your greeting. And then having not to add sir or ma. I don't know, I felt so awkward when I came there because my manager, you know, everybody was like, oh, do we call you your name? Let's say your name is Carol. Oh, hello, Carol. I'm like, you're talking to the manager. Aren't you gonna start like, hello, ma, or Auntie Carol? Like, because you know, back home, matrons, oh God, when I was in school, you guys add the ma. I'm sorry, but yeah, I know it's looking back now, it's quite unprofessional, you know. Yeah, because we are meant to address people with either their names or surnames, yeah. But in Nigeria, you can show that respect, which is not here. It was difficult trying to adapt.
Okay, so my next question is a bit personal. Are you married?
Personal? No, I'm single, but not ready to mingle.
Oh, okay. So can you tell me about the dating experience or the dating scene in the UK?
Honestly, I am not in the best place to say much thing about dating here because when I came here, I had a boyfriend in Nigeria. Yeah, it's been ongoing. So I've not really like, you know, like experienced dating here. But quite a number of times when I go out, you know, people ask me out, you know, guys want to have my number, people meet you on social media, want to talk to you on TikTok, you post videos, hello, fine girl and all that. Yeah, I've actually had someone as he chatted me on Instagram and then he was like, oh, okay, we were chatting like normal. And then I told him, oh, I've got a boyfriend in Nigeria. It's like, how serious is your boyfriend? Because I'm serious. I want to like get married in the UK and I'm looking for a girl in the UK. I like you and all that. I'm like, okay. I would say, you know, I have some friends that are also single and they usually mention there are no guys in the UK, people are not fed for her, most Nigerian guys want white girls. I don't think that's true, honestly. Depends on what you're looking for. Yeah, I would boldly say that because there are, I've even had to matchmake people.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know, some people that will like me, I'll be like, I like you. I'm like, I'm in a relationship, but I've got a friend. You know, so when I feel like when men are ready to settle down, see, they disregard whatever spec. They just want to settle down. Because I've got a couple of, you know, like I've matchmaked like 3 or 4 people. I don't have to go into details, but I'm like, you liked me. When I check myself, I'm like, okay, me and this girl, we don't really have anything much alike, but you're still like, oh, okay, that's fine. I feel like some UK men shall not get specs. Sorry, you.
Is it the lonely nature of UK?
Maybe, yeah, maybe. And then so many people are in so many dating apps. Yeah, I've got some of my friends. We talk about that, like a lot. I don't blame them because you rarely meet people outside, and then when you meet people, you don't want to talk to them because you don't want any sort of harassment or anyone to accuse you of anything. So dating, so far my friends that are single, they're all in relationship. I even know some that already they got men here, married them. So yeah, it's not as bad as people project it in Nigeria, honestly, because even my sister used to tell me, oh, I heard that there's no, I think it's a lie. There are a lot of men. It depends, unless your eye they chook inside the kind of money that you might get in Nigeria. Sorry, they don't have it here. Everyone is working. You don't want a man to pay 50-50. Sorry, not here. You have to go back to Nigeria, get that man that'll be sorting all the bills and come back.
Okay, so my next question away from dating is, what is your personal view of black tax?
Hey, I feel like when people hear that you are abroad, everybody just expects that you've got money. You have money. In fact, you can't tell anybody that you are broke in Nigeria. Nobody will believe you. You can't tell them, see, the expenses I'm making here is, nobody wants to believe you because they feel like they will tell you, anyhow, you are better than us. The bills, with the current economy in Nigeria, the bills are increasing. I will not lie. I recently traveled to Nigeria. I didn't want to mention it because I went extra above my expectation. Like, it was above what I budgeted. I went beyond my budget, like extra. It was overwhelming. So sometimes I really don't blame, like bills. Yeah, I've got a lot. Not so a lot because my sisters are up and doing. It's just my parents. I feel like it's like normal returns. You guys take care of them. It's not like, And but apart from that, a lot of family, a lot of friends from here and there. Whenever they see your picture on social media, you are enjoying, girl, you are balling. Please now, please this. Can I send you my account number? Please, anything for the girls, just anything. Urgent 5K, urgent 10K, oh my God, what have I not seen? The billing is too much, I will not lie. People don't just know that you've also got a life. You've got a family to take care of. Everybody's just on your neck. You are not my only friend. You can't bug me this month and still want me to send you money next month and still want me to say, hello, do you know how many people you make? If everybody's asking me for money like that, I will not have service in this country.
So, speaking about pictures on socials, I went through your socials and I see that you enjoy traveling.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell me or tell us how many countries you have visited?
I've been to 7 countries. Yes, seven, yeah. Dubai, Malta, Poland, Paris, Morocco, Montenegro.
Would you say that being in the UK kind of helped you to be able to get into this country?
Yes, that's the honest truth. Yeah. First of all, when I went to Dubai, it had nothing to do with me being in the UK because I went with my boyfriend and he also came from Nigeria. So that time, you can freely go to Dubai, not now that our passport is sort of restricted. But apart from that, Schengen visa, honestly, it was the best thing that happened to me being in the UK. I will not lie. Yeah, it was so easy to apply for Schengen visa. My first Schengen visa, I got it 2022. So yeah, I was able to travel to 4 different countries with it before it expired. It was for 6 months. So yeah, being in the UK definitely helped. I will not lie, it definitely did.
What would you say, being in the UK for almost 3 years, what would you say are your wins, or let me put it, success stories?
Yeah, first of all, I was able, and with God's grace, I will be graduating next week. I was able to do my degree in Uni Derby. As I was working, I was still schooling, and yeah, I've finally made it out and I'll be graduating next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Also, I was able to help my brother last year to relocate to Canada, so I think that's a win for me and for my family.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and other things I don't want to mention, and being able to travel. Of course, I've always wanted to travel around the world in my life, and I'm here to travel. Summer is already here, so here to still do a lot of vacations.
Okay. So, can we do like a little comparison? How would you say compare your experience back in Nigeria and the experience you have had so far here in the UK? Just compare both and say which you feel is better.
Please, there is no comparison between nursing in Nigeria and nursing here. Yeah, the growth is totally different, and I will always appreciate God for making me to be here, because I wouldn't have lasted in bedside nursing in Nigeria. Sorry. No, I would have quit by now. Yeah, and I've learned how to be independent. I am an independent woman. I'm an independent woman. Yeah, of course. To be on my own, be doing things on my own, and like basically living on my own. Yeah, having to have 24 hours light is something that I can't, like, it's incredible, I would say, because I recently went to Nigeria and then having to deal with NEPA on and off, and also the generator, having to the noise is something else, and then the weather, sometimes it gets so cold that you don't want it to be so cold, but this period is actually the best. Yeah, it's a nice weather, not too hot, not too cold. And then when you go outside, talk about the road system, economy. I mean, it's like water parks. I don't mean to bash Nigeria or anything. Nigeria will always be my country, like, of course.
On a final note, Nigeria being your country, would you say on a long term, like in years to come, you would eventually settle back in Nigeria?
Oh yes, I would. In fact, I will. By God's grace. I don't see myself returning in this country. Nah. It's quite lonely here. It can be a bit boring. And Nigeria is sweet. Honestly, like, sorry, but I recently came back, so everything is like all fresh in my. Is it food? No. Is it food? When you go out, the way people greet you, the way you greet people, you keep seeing everybody. No. Here is you have to be on your own. If you don't have any friends, you are like alone. I know that. Yeah, I'm gonna settle down soon, get my family, but honestly, I will still wanna relocate back to Nigeria later in future. But the thing is, I feel like, me relocating back to Nigeria, I need to really set a lot of things in place. You don't want to be in a situation you can't afford not to have money in it. I am sorry, but that is the truth. I'm talking from like 2 weeks, 3 weeks experience. When you go to the road, police stop you, like, make sure you can be able to provide yourself 24 hours. Like, sorry, I'm a heat person. I can't cope in a very hot weather. I was literally screaming every day, on the AC, on the... Yeah, if I've got everything planned out, I would love to retire in Nigeria. Yep. And enjoy the rest of my life in Nigeria. And from there, and the thing is, if you've got, a good passport, you could always wake up one day, travel to any country you want to. That's, another thing that when you've got from here and you go back home, it's something that whenever you're tired of Nigeria, you could enter the next flight to any other vacation country, and that's like what I love doing.
Thank you very much, Nancy, for doing this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for doing this. We enjoyed hearing and listening to your stories.
It's a pleasure.